He's very fast.
Oh no!
I need to show you a video of me doing stand-up badly because you showed one last time. And 3,
I tried to, but I was just so talented.
I know, yeah, you tried to.
Just like intangible red flag territory. Like he's not saying anything specific,
interesting.
But like just as he's talking, you're like, do not be in a room alone with this man.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, so we can all love each other. No.
All right, great. Okay, great. This is great. What about him is an intangible red flag? Is it a way he appears, way he talks, hand gestures?
Do you know what the word intangible means?
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go have a piss. Ashley, you're in charge.
I'm in charge. Bitches.
I went down on a juicy boozy, and
got a fart in this chair. Is gonna make it reverberate. Hey, wait!
John.
Hey!
Oh no! Oh no! Everybody else,
Hey!
What's going on? I'm just waiting for music. I thought you were getting music. Oh, I thought you were just getting music.
How my penis gets born.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Here's a shed.
the ice cream cones came with a little metal packet that is just full of sugar. It's just full of sugar to be poured into the cones.
I got what has the Japanese not gotten a hold of, perfected, and then when everyone was like, "You did it," they went, "And now we'll begin." And you're like, "No, you fixed it. It was fixed. Do not break it." Like, no, we got to break this. We got to break this.
I still have some more questions.
Go ahead.
John Hastings is on America's Got Talent for 5 minutes, and now he's got houses in LA and London.
That's right.
Yeah.
You kept a house in London?
Yeah, I've kept a house in London.
Update, not sugar.
There's no fluid tasting enough to warrant sucking it out of him. No, but it was did he do it when he was then in the band when they were the 4 Bee Gees that brief time before then his heart exploded?
Wow.
I'm not saying anything that didn't happen. That is what happened to him.
I'm a predator.
And it was going awesome. And we even started having drinks at a bar, and we each had girlfriends with us, whatever. We're having a great time until I got comfortable enough to go, hey, we share a birthday,
As someone who's been eternally single.
Go ahead. Is it your fault? Yes. No, sorry.
Stop tweeting after your dates, Ashley. Stop tweeting after your dates.
Oh, bad news, Paul. You're getting a Batman bed.
This is not bad news. I am so pleased.
Support them.
But you know what's more important than helping people's mental health?
Fuck you, John.
I'm just saying. Tom, you're a comedy fan.
Here's what happened. So I came up after she finished a couple times.
How did you
I'm not one's not enough.
What
you go for 2. That's how you start it out.
Smoother crunches.
And then Jesus, boom. And so so when I emerged, I went to kiss her and she just grabbed my face and she sucked it all out of my beard.
So hurtful.
That's a literary reference. Oh no, I gotta.
Hey, you can't tie me out now. I'm the only one here. Books, pages. Right. Verb, noun, adjective. Nice.
Someone get me that.
I'm very prone to bullying.
No, you're talking about Andy Gibb.
I am talking about Andy Gibb. Pardon me.
Get your Gibbs straight if you want to come at me, bro.
Sorry.
Those nice bearded men and their Aryan friends seem like they're doing very different shows.
Mariolene's got pink eye. She touched her and all.
I tried to. It crawled away too quickly.
It's difficult with tea. Sometimes you try and tune it and you get Assam.
I'm officially declaring it. Jordan is the governor general of the stream.
God damn it, guys. I took Ritalin today. I can only focus on one thing at a time.
What is happening right now? Two screens. I want to have two screens.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah.
Paul and I were walking through the park, and we walked past the tennis courts. A ball had gone over the fence. Paul went down, grabbed it, threw it over, and the young woman who was playing said, "Thank you, sir."
Oh.
Ouch.
Right, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna fucking take over this fucking festival, and you're not gonna fucking stop me. Why? All these fucking robots are all around the fucking city, right?
Yeah, don't knock a spit roast till you try it.
Just hang on. Can you just keep going? Make an appeal right now for us to stop this whole thing. Go ahead, Tom.
I think we should see Paul's face for this. There's going to be tears.
No, your junk in the trunk is not as prominent. Make the camera go lower now. Jesus. Now bounce your bottom, sir.
What are we doing?
Having a nice time.
So let's watch
That's
it one
a
more
Batty
time.
Creases Jamaican for Pooch.
No, the Canadians are coming.
Chris, John, and Irish Ashley combine to make the ultimate team, better than any wet dream. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream. John's the CEO and Boomer. Ashley's the real leader. Chris brings the vibes and juices as our enjoyment increases. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream.
Yo.
Sorry.
I have no idea
wanted-
where this is going, but I'm in.
It was meant to be New York, New York.
Yeah, but why? I got that part. I
don't know.
I think
I
I
wanted
recognize
to-
it from Gremlins 2.
I wanted to start the show and I never basically my biggest anxiety about this show is this very moment, this like beginning part, because I just never know what to do with myself.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, you said that before. That listening back,
I
you were really annoyed
just-
that you make exactly the same sound.
I do the same thing every
single
time, so now I'm just trying to change it up a little bit, and I've had a few whiskeys, so fuck.
Yeah,
Fuck,
there we
I wasn't gonna
go.
say that. I was gonna actually try and let people guess which one of us had had a bit to drink. Anyway,
I like that you made your background. Thank you very much for subbing, Tet, and I
Thank
can't
you for the
remember who else
subs.
Did it, Kirsten? We love you. You made your background sort of reddish, like with that pink, so that
Yeah.
we're less likely to see your cheeks go. That's
you
smart.
have
That's sneaky.
clocked the game that I'm
It's very
playing.
sneaky business. I like it. I like it very much. Beardy
Hey,
Mars,
I'm
we know
nothing
it
if
to
not
you. That's true.
sneaky. That sounds bad.
It's true. I'm a goddamn professional ball.
We knew it was
Beardy.
gonna be you. Yeah, I mean, I'm the only one that's in a time zone where it makes sense, I suppose.
Mm.
I mean, however, saying that, I think you've had a few drinks on this show more than I have.
No, but I have had drinks on this show.
I've been more drunk on the show,
Oh,
but I
God,
think
yeah,
you've done it
definitely.
more regularly.
That's possible. Yeah. I used to enjoy a couple pops when it was like midnight for me. Back in the day.
I'm basing
midnight
this
for both
off
of
the
us back
time
then.
that you've been
That's
in
right.
Canada.
Ooh, maybe.
You've day
a lot of
drunk.
the time.
You've been day drinking a few, yeah.
These are my guys. This is Michael Bublé's sparkling water. Bublé.
Yes, thank you. Ashley has been more drunk. Betts has been drunk more.
All right. I mean, I feel like Beardy's our official historian next to Baldy, so I'm gonna allow
fair,
it.
yeah.
I'm surprised, but good.
Will
this is-
Duggan, however, tops both categories.
Oh God, yeah, Jesus, incredible! What a performance from that man.
I know. He shouldn't really be allowed on the show for his own safety anymore. Update
Yeah.
CV.
Yeah, we encourage terrible decisions.
I
Oh,
was
if anyone's
already,
wondering, if
at
anyone's wondering where
Christmas
John
drinks.
is, he is on his way to Ottawa right now for Christmas.
He is. He's very sorry he can't be here. So let's give him all the FOMO.
Yeah. Fuck you,
I mean,
John.
Will Duggan probably is drinking right now. Yes, Mr.
you.
Steve Mooney.
Oh, 100%. There's absolutely no question. It's what he does. You know.
Yeah.
He's a man of the people.
Have a discussion. How have a discussion of being drunk gone on this long without mentioning Tom Tuck? Yeah. Tuck hasn't been on enough to top either category, I don't think. Well, actually, no. That little clip
he's-
of him dropping the phone probably wins him the most drunk. No, Will Duggan saying he's going to get a tattoo and then having to follow through with it still
Yeah,
tops
there's really
the
no.
most drunk. You can't.
I
You
still
can't.
laugh. I still laugh when I think of him talking to his fiance and father,
I know.
and both of them saying the exact same thing.
They said the same thing. Well, you've done it now.
Yeah, this is incredibly stupid, and you have to do it because you said you would. He's
Yeah.
like, God damn, just no relenting. Fucking love it.
Let's not even mention the time he fired a gun in his house while his fiance was asleep.
Was I
You
here for
weren't
that?
here for that show.
Okay, yeah, I feel like I would have remembered that. Why did he have a gun?
He had a gun and he fired it in the house while his fiance was asleep on this
What
show.
kind of
Not
gun?
a real gun. Let's
Okay, well you gotta
dial
you
it
can't
back.
just
He's
say
in the
gun.
UK after all. It was one of those BB guns, but it was made out like basically it was an air rifle. Yeah, it was an air rifle. So it was but it was like full size, full sound capacity. But it was an unloaded air rifle, but it still made a very loud noise. It was
Beardy,
a
yep, that
fun
was
stream.
this
Oh,
was
you may have been here for that then.
so long ago. I might have.
Yeah,
Air
we
rifle
played Sexy
doesn't
Battle
stick with
Wizards like 2 years ago.
That was so long ago.
I don't think we've been doing this for 2 years, but you know.
Oh, that was the okay. Yeah, I guess I was. I don't. If it had been a real gun, you best believe I'd remember that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, are you happy to be back from Spain? How was Spain? Tell us about your Spanish adventuros.
I was so annoyed I couldn't actually do this show while I was there. It really, really bothered me because I had the end of a story to tell. And what's really fun about this is that you haven't heard the story, and anybody who's not on the Patreon hasn't heard the beginning of the story. But basically, I told a story on the Patreon episode with John, the one that you couldn't do. And yeah, so anybody who's listened to that Patreon, I think it's the most recent Patreon episode, anyone who's listened to that knows the beginning of the story. But I'm not going to tell the beginning of the story, and you weren't on that episode, so you don't know the beginning of the story. But the end of the story is that I naturally got a UTI from that event. I woke up a few mornings after that event and I was pissing blood and it hurt a lot.
What?
And well, that's what happens when you get a UTI, Christopher, is that you pee blood.
Are you serious? I just thought
Yeah,
it hurt.
and it
I
really,
thought it was
really
like a little
hurts.
Bernie.
Yeah, Baldy, it does check out. I honestly, I feel like I'd have been more upset if I hadn't gotten a UTI, because that's what happens. That is a direct correlation. Like, if that's not what happens, then why would I
yourself
even
with a
bother
conch?
trying
What
to
happened?
prevent UTIs if I wasn't going to get them when that event happened?
What the fuck? Okay, chat. If you weren't in on the Patreon, we're gonna start guessing where this UTI came from. The obvious answer is some beach bum with a bongo who just was very charming, and I refuse to pay for my own podcast, Baldy. There's a he just sort of charmed. Ashley'd had a few, there's sand everywhere.
You won't
Who's
guess. You just won't. That's coming in from Mr. Steve Mooney.
Oh man, a sea cucumber? Did you do that thing in Jackass where you and then it shoots out?
I mean, I didn't not do that.
You got to do it. If you see sea cucumber, you gotta make a jizz. These are the rules.
I haven't
thank
seen
God.
Jackass.
You should. It is so dumb that I honestly think everyone can
I've
enjoy it.
seen like parts of it, and I'm just like, that's not for me. I'm not your target demo. I'm too sensible. This hurts my pride, and I'm not
It's
even
so-
involved.
It's so stupid. I want to hate it. That's like where
Ping
I've
pong
been
show.
with Jackass for years. I want to hate it, and I can't. They're just so stupid.
I want to like it, but I can't.
Oh wow.
That
What a
shows the
Venn diagram we
fundamental,
make.
like, we are the two sides of the same coin, I think.
You gotta make a jizz. You gotta make a jizz. Come on now. It sounds vaguely Italian. You gotta make a jizz.
I feel like I want to see the Super Mario episode where he says that.
That's when he finally rescues Peach. You know what I've been through. You gotta make it a jizz. Come on.
Oh, I know. That's quite funny. That's what I'm now gonna say to somebody if I'm involved with them for a time period and they don't come.
You gotta
You know
make
when
the
you're
G's.
you know when you're all too drunk and nothing is getting anywhere and you're just like,
yeah.
oh, one of us needs to come and this needs to end.
Or we just need to walk away. Just
call it.
Just call it. I've done that a few times where it's like, this is done. We're done here.
You gotta make a juicy poozy. It's the same person that says juicy poozy is the one that says you gotta make it the jizz.
I guess I'm the one who says you gotta make it a jizz then. That's me. I'm that guy.
That's you. You gotta make it the jizz.
I hate to be difficult. I don't want to ask it too much, but you gotta make it a jizz. We come this far. You gotta make it a jizz.
You gotta make it the jizz. And you gotta make a juicy poozy. And you gotta suck it all out of the beard.
The mustache now. There's no beard.
The mustache now. It's the mustache now. I will say when like every now and then, 90% of the time when we're getting ready to do this show and the preamble is playing and then the intro music plays, 90% of the time I've sort of tuned it out, and then every now and then I sort of tune back in and I actually listen to the song again. And tonight I just relived the beard sucking story.
Oh, yeah, that's a great moment in history.
Sometimes it just arrives in my brain.
Okay, sorry.
Sometimes it just appears in my brain at a moment when it really shouldn't, and I just have to deal with that.
Yeah. No, you and me both. I have to fight myself from just telling that story in coffee shops. How's your day going? I was thinking about this time. This lady, she sucked her own juices out of my furry ass face.
No. He doesn't get to say furry ass face without taking a few seconds off screen. He just he's getting all defensive in the little ball. So defensive, but saying your furry ass face, that is radio noise. Thank you for backing me up on this. That is a time out for sure.
That's right, Baldy. We yiffed the shit out of each other. We were Yiff Town. She made me her litter box.
So I'm drinking a whiskey, ginger, and lime.
New sides. Is it the whiskey you were selling?
No, this is a Glen. I don't remember what it's called. Glen something. I want to say it's Glenlivet. No, that's not what I'm drinking. I forget what it's called.
So many
Glens. It's not either of those. I forget what it's called.
Only a matter of time before Glenmore gets his own. He just needs to be a little more famous.
It's Glenkeith.
Glenkeith? I don't know that one.
I didn't know it either. It got given to me as a gift for my birthday, and this is my first time drinking it, and I've made a dent in the bottle. Not actually. It's a glass bottle. You make a dent, you break it. I have drank a significant amount, but I have been doing so since about 3 o'clock this afternoon. So 4 o'clock this afternoon. So
I've been so well behaved since I've been here, partly because I don't want to drink around my dad because it bums me out. And but I've got just a nice little bottle. Oh yeah, by the way, he's not here for the first time, so I can just say, if anyone's wondering, I'm just here helping out my dad. His memory's gone, so I'm here to sort of take care of him until we get that fixed. So it's open-ended, hopefully February. So yeah, that's why I'm here. But I didn't want to say he is here because he feels self-conscious, but he's gone now, so fuck him.
Yeah, because he's usually in the house when we're doing the podcast.
He was so mad during the Jordan thing. He was so mad. It was very
I'm sure
funny.
he was. I watched that show because I was meant to be on that show, but then my internet didn't work. It worked enough for me to tune in and watch it. And in the end, I think I'm glad my internet didn't work and I wasn't on it because that stressed me out.
Yeah, I thought it might. We were talking about it before, and I was like, both John and Ashley are gonna fucking hate this. And he was like, do you think I should come out? And I was like, honestly, trust your instincts. This is exactly my kind of chaos. I love this shit. Just very.
I know you looked too happy with yourself. I was so angry at you.
Everyone was so mad.
Christopher, I was angry at you.
Yeah. That's like one of my favorite places to be. Is just just
Is
sitting
when
in
the
that,
people that love you are angry at you.
so mad over something that like doesn't matter. Just
I
couldn't
know it
matter
doesn't
less.
matter,
But it's
and I
just
know that my anger was
infuriating.
unfounded, but it really got me.
And I knew it would. That was part of the plan. That I was so glad you were watching. It really brought the whole thing together.
Oh, it really stressed me out, man.
I loved it. It was so funny. So
Especially because at a certain point, we all knew it was him.
Yeah, of course.
I knew it was him because I was like, he's the only person that is familiar enough with the show that is able to be where you are that would commit to a bit like that for the sake of the show. Because I was like, oh, he could have gotten somebody that we don't know, but I feel like that wouldn't have worked. Like, it wouldn't have been funny.
Yeah, it would have had to be like a friend of the show that hasn't necessarily been on or something like that.
Yeah. And I was
Jordan
just like,
he commits so fucking hard. And afterwards, all he did was like kick himself. He was like, I shouldn't have spoken. I should have just sat there. And I was like, I agree with the speak. You shouldn't have spoken. But it was so funny when he would just slide and like hide behind me. So it looked like I was alone again. And then he just like appear. That made me laugh.
it was because I think I had quite a funny experience of it because I couldn't get into the show straight away either. Because like I was still trying to make my internet work and you guys were just carrying on. And then I just decided, fuck it, it's not working. So I basically went and went to bed and then turned it on my phone. And it was like I turned it on and there was somebody on the screen with you. And I was just like, what have I missed? This is insane.
So fun. It's so stupid and just not knowing. I knew that the worst part was knowing and not having anyone say. I knew that for both you and John, absolute rage. There's no way you can deal with that. And
can't deal with that.
I'm so happy. I remember we did this thing, and I probably talked about it on here before. But Jordan and I used to get high all the time when I lived in Montreal. We'd get high together, we'd make stuff. And one of our favorites was we had these two characters. Somewhere there are recordings of these, audio only recordings of like hours of us just riffing. And we just play these two like old school showbiz song and dance couple jokes, like a real garbage version of Dean Martin kind of guys. And like I was because Jordan plays instruments, so he was the piano man who sort of chips in every now and then. And I was sort of the main guy who walks around and just says really horrific things, truly awful. It was so fun to the point where, so on my last show in Montreal, which was at Grumpy's, we decided to do it live because we'd never done it in front of anybody before. And I remember Jordan, the show went great. It was very, very fun. I remember fucking Jordan shows up. He didn't tell me he was going to do this. Fuck the podcast listeners. It was a little bit like Will Ferrell doing Neil Diamond, yeah, but more, actually similarly sinister. That's a pretty wild sketch. But Jordan showed up, white suit, white gloves, white top hat, shades, face painted
I'm
orange.
not gonna lie, that sounds really sexy.
Bright orange Oompa Loompa face.
Oh, never mind.
would not speak. Just walked in, ordered a sherry. So weird. Such a weird thing to order in Grumpy's.
That's a weird thing to order anyway. Like, regardless of where you are, ordering a sherry, unless you're in a gentleman's club, wearing a tweed suit, or at your grandmother's, ordering a sherry is weird.
And then he just sat there, and I knew immediately as soon as he walked in, I was like, Jordan's fucking nuts. And he just sat there, and the whole bar was so uncomfortable the whole time he was in there. And I was running the show, and so I was like, I'm not putting him on for ages. We're gonna sit in this. We're gonna wait for everyone to get peak uncomfortable. And then there was this beautiful moment where like I brought him up, and then I ran because I wanted to change. So my costume was, I had this like big like brown furry like nightgown, like dressing gown. Okay. And I just came out in that and boxers and with a big fat whiskey, and I just sat on a stool and told stories. And but Jordan went up, and everybody, as soon as he got up, I didn't say his name, it was like some weird name he made up. And he sat down, and you could feel the whole bar tense up when this man stood and walked to the stage. Like, we don't even know what the fuck this is going to be. And he just sat down at the piano and just started playing beautifully because he's insanely talented. He's
Is he
so good.
really?
So good. He's about to go on a tour. 4 of his shows, New York, Montreal, Toronto, all sold out in 10 minutes. He's like a
For playing the
legit.
piano?
He has fans. No, he's in a band called Sunset Rubdown that's doing like a reunion tour. He's toured all over
Ooh.
the world. Jordan's a legit musician. He's incredible.
I'm gonna put him into my Spotify.
But when he started playing, the weird like relief and shock and like like it was so beautiful what he was playing, and it was so calming. It was such a juxtaposition. Like, I love that guy. He commits so hard and just he's unafraid. He will make everyone uncomfortable.
So Jordan tends to guest when I'm not here.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah,
I didn't
you've
realize
sort
that.
of usually had him on as a guest when I'm not available. But there's been a few shows where I've been on with him, and then he's one of the ones that if I'm not here, I kind of tend to go back and watch a bit of the episode. But I really, really I'm looking forward to having the opportunity to meet him at some point in person. He seems great. He seems really,
So
really great.
I told you about how we met, right?
I'm sure you have, but we've been doing the show a long time and you've told me a lot of things.
It's not a long story. It's just very Jordan. I was just sitting at a bar reading a book in Montreal. I'd been there for maybe like 6 months.
You have told me this.
I had like a few friends, but not that many, and no one that I really felt comfortable like reaching out to be like, hey, do you want to hang out? And so I was just sitting at the bar having a nice beer, and I swear to God, he just walked right up to me and he went, "You drinking alone too?" I was like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Cool, let's
I don't
hang
think
out."
you have told me that. That's so sweet.
And he just popped down next to me, and we just talked for like 3 hours, and immediately became friends.
Oh, that's just beyond wholesome.
It was so, he was just like, it's so fun because I know that he second guesses everything. He's got like a lot of anxious thoughts, but it was such a like, he can also move with such confidence and a like, well, fuck it, let's see what happens.
Oh,
He's
I
the
like
best.
that.
I love him. Yeah, he's great.
Oh, I do like that.
Jordan Robson Kramer. Check out Sunset Rubdown. They're going on tour in very soon. But yeah, he was very happy. They sold out like 4 or 5 shows, and it was the biggest ones on the tour in 10 minutes. So because he was a bit, they haven't been on tour in like 11 or 12 years. So they broke up, and so
11 or 12 years.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, he's also got another band that like where he wrote and recorded all the parts called Holy Data. That's great. Like, I own it on vinyl. It's a fucking awesome album. I've seen him live before. It's really good. It's like indie. It's like indie stuff, but it's fucking awesome.
What was that called? Holy Data.
Holy Data. Yeah, he's just so talented.
I remember being my Spotify, and I highly recommend that all other listeners do the same.
I remember being in his record store, just hanging out with him one day, and a woman came in and had a moment where she was like, "Are you Jordan Robson Kramer?" And he went, "Yeah." From Sunset Rubdown? Yeah. He's like, "I'm such a big fan," and she fully nerded out. And I was like, because he never talks about it. Like, he would never tell you how
so
big.
unassuming.
Every now and then he comes out and he's like, "Yeah, when we were on tour in Japan, this happened."
What a talented person, and what a like down to earth, lovely, cool person. Because like I didn't know any of this about his music or how successful his bands are, but I've always enjoyed him on the pod. I only know him through you bringing him on the podcast, but because of that, I now follow his social media and stuff, and I really enjoy his stand-up clips. But now I'm just like, oh, so many layers.
Yeah, Jordan's the best. He's a fascinating guy. Really good hang.
Love it.
Very thoughtful, very philosophical.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, look, the cheeks are getting red. We can see it even with the pink.
My cheeks are permanently red.
Guaranteed not to give you a UTI.
I mean, nobody can really guarantee that, but
I feel like he's clean as a whistle, sharp as a thistle, best in all Westminster. Yeah.
So the reason I got a UTI is not to do with somebody's hygiene.
It can be. It can be.
Well, it's more carelessness.
He peed in you. He just full peed in you, and then said it was cum because you were like, "You got to make it a G's," and so he's like, "I guess I just got to pee in this lady, and that'll that'll satisfy. She'll feel better."
You know what's really upsetting about that is that that's definitely happened to someone.
100%. I like to think it was a teenager, but
Oh no, that's worse.
well, it's a teenager. At least you're like you don't really know better.
Let's
And
not
so
make
you're like,
this a thing. Thank you, Baldy.
put it on a tote.
No. Oh, hey, it's questing time in with a
Questing time.
raid.
We're just talking about a guy peeing inside Ashley. Welcome to the stream. How was your?
Trying some raid. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream with John and Chris and Ashley. Stick around and give us a follow. You are awesome.
I want to tell you about my life hack.
Yes. Welcome, Raiders. We love you, questing time. Thank you so much for coming in. Please give us a follow.
Yes, welcome in. I kind of immediately forgot that had happened.
You did make it down. Oh, damn. All right.
Yes, Paul Foxsharp is going to join us in a few minutes.
Nice,
so
nice.
I'm drinking a whiskey, ginger, and lime, right? But basically, over the past few months, I have realized that every time I use a lemon or a lime in cooking, like a lot of the time, you don't use the whole lemon or lime. Right?
Oh, almost never.
Almost never, right?
Yeah.
And so I kind of figured out, like, hey, I'm not going to waste this. Every time I either zested a lemon but didn't need to use the lemon juice, or I used like half a lime or half a lemon or whatever, I would slice it up into wedges and freeze the wedges. And so I have immediate kind of ice cube / lime pieces to put into my drinks, or lemon pieces. And you know what? It's a pretty great hack. However, haven't been drinking that much for the past few months. Really got away from me. Had a very big bag of frozen lemons and lime in my fridge.
Gotta play catch up. Can't just let that go.
So I played catch up and I brought a whole bag of frozen limes to a party today.
You went to a party? You never go to parties.
I was at a Christmas drinks party this evening. And
how was it?
It was great.
And
you know what was really cool? It was at 3 p.m.
Dope.
Like, I got invited to this party during the week, and they were telling me, like, oh yeah, we're having a party on Sunday. Come along. It'll just be a few people for a few drinks. It's sort of somebody's birthday, but we're kind of just making it a Christmas drinks thing. And I was just like, cool. And I was really looking forward to it. And then they were like, oh, by the way, it's at 3 p.m. And I was just like, yes, because also, especially being on a Sunday, I was a bit like, oh, maybe like they're probably having it at like 7. I'll probably have to leave like an hour later to get home for the podcast. And then she was like, it's at 3 p.m. I was like, fuck, that's so perfect. So but I miscalculated how far away this place was, and so I was an hour late.
Wow, did you just not even check Google Maps?
So I basically got a little bit delayed, and I was going to be 20 minutes late by the plan I had in my head. So I thought the place was 45 minutes away.
Okay.
And so I got a little delayed in my day.
But it was,
I was
2
like,
hours away. It was
it was
in a different city. That's where you went.
By the time I was like, the time I was planning to get there was going to be like 20 minutes late, which in terms of arriving to a party in the UK, that's as good as on time.
That's totally fine.
But then I put it into Google Maps as I was getting ready to leave, and it was like an hour and 20 minutes away. So I was just like, oh, I'm going to be an hour late.
Irresponsible. Absolutely wild.
But I basically wanted to walk there because getting a taxi is unfeasible in this economy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I was kind of like, I can get a taxi there or back, and I chose back, so I was walking there. But yeah, it was just a little bit further than I was expecting it to be.
What kind of party was it? I'm not leaving. I just realized I have 2 phones now because I'm a super cool guy who doesn't deal drugs.
That's what a guy who deals drugs would say.
No, I got a Canadian phone, then I still have my British phone.
You just
my Canadian phone is for dad stuff, so I just have to get it because I realize that I can't hear with these. It's just over here.
Yeah. Cool. It's Tuck. He's here with some drugs. Tug, I actually already sent you a link on the off chance you'd like to get involved.
Drugs.
I
So much
basically,
good,
I was just like,
so
you know
much
what?
bad.
I'm in fucking party mode. I'm gonna send the link to as many people as I can.
Fuck yeah, that's
so
the
quite a
the
few people
UTS
got a
version
link
of
to
You
this
Up.
show.
That's
You know what? That's exactly what it was.
yeah, 100%.
But
The only podcast that does booty calls. Welcome.
oh, yeah, that's yeah. Okay, I booty called everyone. But we do. Paul Foxcroft is the only one that came back and said, "Yeah, I'll come on." So he's going to join us soon.
All you need is one. That's the beauty of the booty call. If you have too many people say yes, then there's a whole conundrum on your hands.
As a GS enthusiast,
Yes.
I'm gonna say it's not always all you need is one.
Yeah, fair enough. You know what? Call me out. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Yeah.
I'm in this argument.
I was
It's a
having
discussion.
I was having sexual discussions with a woman, and
Ooh.
we were talking about threesomes, and I explained that while I'm not in theory against 2 men and 1 woman threesome, I cannot participate in them because I will laugh the whole time. The whole time I will laugh at this man.
Why?
Because he's gonna be so serious, and I can't like it's sexy when
He
you're
might
having sex
not
with
be
someone
though.
and they're involved, and it's like, and then you're both in it, but because you're attracted to him, so it's a big thing. But if like I'm not into this fucking guy, and so to me, it's just a very earnest. There's nothing funnier to me than earnest people, other than
They
like
might
people
not
who
be.
are very angry.
No, they might see it with the same tone that you do, which might be like you might be surprised at how into it you get.
I mean, it's possible.
I mean, the beginning.
But
Okay, so look,
I
right?
don't
I'm
want to
not
take
going
the
to tell
risk.
the whole story, but
I think she's
you
gonna
get to
tell the
high
whole
five each other. I'm not
Classic
going to tell
Eiffel
the whole
Tower.
story, but the beginning of the UTI story is a threesome,
Of
and
course it
so
is. 2 hippies, 2 goddamn hippies. Jesus, Ashley, you deserve better.
but the 2 other people involved.
I
in
can't believe you didn't tell this
theory,
in the Discord. Furious.
I told it on the Patreon. Patreon listeners, honestly,
Unacceptable.
sign up. That's quite a story.
You know I don't listen.
Bez needs to find a sex clown to join his threesome. That's from Baldy 3.
Up for it. 100% up for it.
I think. Oh, that's a new thought for me.
I just genuinely can't. I can't imagine not laughing, and because I want to
but
laugh during sex
laughing is
anyway.
often the fun part.
but
The
it
part
will
that
be-
gets
but
you
I-
all a bit
but I
loose.
know-
The part
I know
that
my laughters.
adjusts you guys.
I have different laughters, and this one is derisive. This one is I am laughing at you, and what you're doing is very funny to me. And men, from what I
tell you
understand,
right now,
very sensitive, and I don't want to break this man.
It doesn't always pan out the way you think it will. So look, okay.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got an STI
I
or
never go into
UTI.
a situation thinking that a threesome is going to happen. They just sort of happen around me. So
You're
the
just gonna
2
lie to us
people,
like that, Ashley? You're just gonna full lie? You're just gonna say just never thought of threesomes
okay,
oncoming?
on the,
Like you
no,
weren't
I've thought
responsible?
of them. I have on occasion attempted to make them happen, but more often than not, that has not been my intention. They just sort of occur.
Boom
Just
gets it.
pointing and laughing.
Boom gets it 100%.
But honestly, it's like so the most recent event was like 2 people who in theory are not attracted to each other at all.
Mhm.
But on this occasion, they were just
There you
like,
go.
well, fuck it. I'm into it if you are.
Cool. That's great.
Yeah.
I feel like they're not bullies like I am.
You are a bully, to be fair.
I'm a bully. I'm a born
You are.
bully. And God, it's just gonna be too. I'll laugh. I'll laugh so much, and I'll just have to
You know
leave.
what?
I'll be like, you guys have fun. I'm so sorry I ruined this. I'll see you later.
Oh dear. You know, Beds would be too competitive, has to win at sex. You know what? I feel like that's more accurate.
I don't. Is there a way to win at a threesome?
Yeah.
I've never had one. I've turned a bunch down because I've always been offered either two guys, 1 girl, or the one time I was offered 2 women in a way that I understood it to be, my girlfriend was coming to my job in 20 minutes. And I was like, hey, no. Also, your timing is terrible. It's a double whammy of me not being able to do this. So like I've never had one, but I can't imagine. Yes.
Chris, you would walk into a threesome like Jordan did on the podcast the other week. Oh, that would be so funny. But once you come, then you're just there surrounded by sweaty people. No.
That's what the buffet's for. You just help yourself.
You know what? It's better because if you're the person that comes first, you get to just be like, "Hey, you guys keep going." That's
but
fine.
is that winning? What is winning? You said so emphatically that someone wins a threesome. Who and how do you define winning group sex, Ashley? We're having group sex, Ashley.
I think
we need a sting for that.
I think practically speaking, I always win.
Strong.
I
mean, not this
cannot
last
give you
one.
any
You definitely
reasoning
lost
for
the last
that.
one. You definitely lost the last one.
I have no logical reasoning for that. I can just say I always win. I don't know if it's not necessarily to do with coming. I don't know. It's not a
about, like,
spoken
amount of
it's not a
attention
spoken
paid?
rule set who wins. It's just a collective acknowledgement.
That's not. You did not answer my question. Even if it's unspoken, there are qualities to a win. There are benchmarks.
I know, but I don't know what they are.
Walk me through a threesome that you won.
My prize in the last threesome was a UTI.
That's what I'm saying. You lost that one. You lost that threesome.
No, I will admit on that occasion I lost. I was not the winner of that event. I think I came last in that event. Being in a threesome is winning in itself, not necessarily. Sometimes you're in the situation and you're just like, nope, this should not be happening.
To be fair, Nina did specify a great threesome. So
in a great, oh yes, okay, yeah,
being in a great
that's
threesome
fair.
is winning
That is fair. Being in a great threesome is winning. Yeah.
Beardy Noise. I prefer to come second, making my partner's come feel more like a triumph.
I kind of get that. I also, to add to that point, I would think if somebody comes before you, you feel less self-conscious about your own orgasmic state.
Oh, because someone already they did it.
Set the tone.
You're okay now. You're fine.
Yeah.
It's like when someone sings the first karaoke song. Now everyone can join in.
Yeah.
You don't have to feel self-conscious about it.
There's a podium after the threesome.
That makes sense. I understand that.
That does make sense.
But who are the judges? That's what I need to know. How do you win?
I don't know how to verbalize it, but you just know.
What an infuriating answer. That's the Jordan of last week of answers. She had to take home the condom. Only one. Fascinating.
Steve Mooney, do not give it away. You have to join the Patreon and listen to the episode to understand the full story. My mate once had to cancel a threesome because it was freaking the couple's cat out and it was getting aggressive. Wow. Wait, okay, so you're like having a threesome, a cat wanders into the room, is just like, what the fuck are you doing? And you guys are just like, oh shit, sorry, didn't mean to disturb you. We'll continue this another time.
I suppose this will have to be a twosome until you deal with this.
Yeah, the cat surely has been exposed to twosomes before. Wow, no pussy because upset a pussy. What?
We were all thinking
I hate that I read that before I read that. You know what I mean? I hate that I said it out loud and spoke it before I had actually seen what it was going to say. It shot under the bed and started screaming. The poor cat.
That's crazy.
Surely the cat's been normalized to sex before.
Maybe they've had bad threesomes in the past, you know? And so that's the normalization. The cat's like, nah, this never works out. It's got to be 5 or more. 2 people or 5 to 12. Everything else never works with these fucking guys. I know my humans.
Oh no. I don't like the idea of talking about cats who are interrupting sex.
Do pet owners normally have sex with their pets in the room? Yes.
I
that
think a
happens
lot of
all
the time they do, because pets are very hard to keep out of a room if they really want to be in a room.
Yeah, and so you either have to put up with them like whining or scratching outside your door, or them just full staring at you while you fuck. And apparently people
I
decided
have
that-
never had sex with a pet in the room.
I think
Beardy
have.
Noise, I appreciate you will not fuck in front of your cats. That makes me respect you. I already respected you, to be fair, but
I've never had a pet, so it wasn't mine. But I have a vague memory.
I have never had a pet.
Fucking a woman with a cat in the room.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think so. It was her decision. She was just like, my cat's got to be in here, and I was like, I've come too far. I can't. There's no turning back now. So we just did it. It was weird. It was odd. The one time the cat fully paid attention to me. So rude.
If you have a laser pen, it's possible to keep it looking the other way.
Yes, boom. There you go. Solutions based.
Do you think Duggan's hamsters witnessed anything?
Only solo stuff. Oh, just
Yeah,
him
that
debasing himself.
seems right, doesn't it?
Yeah, just ugh.
Oh no, that's a terrible image. I sort of hate us for that.
I feel like Will does dirty talk to the porn.
Yeah, I can't say why I can fully imagine that, but
Feels
it
right,
makes total sense. Yeah.
100%. You fucking dirty motherfucker. Yeah, get it. Yeah. And his hamster's like, oh, Will, no.
Oh no, his poor hamster. This is terrible. This
It's
is
a guarantee.
really. This
Why do you think it got
feels
sick?
wrong.
Why do you think it got sick? Ennui. Just sadness from what had seen too much.
That's terrible.
I don't have a lot of voices, Baldy. I really only have a couple. So
Yeah.
John's Peen is a dominant one.
I can imagine Will critiquing the porn. I don't think he's a plumber at all. Oh, I'm sure I was gonna bring something up on the show, and I don't remember what it was gonna be.
I have something.
Yes.
Have I talked to you about McGruff the crime dog?
No, no,
Okay,
you have
dope.
not.
Good. This is my new favorite thing. McGruff the crime dog was a character when I was a kid who tried to talk us out of doing drugs or how to spot crimes coming. So I'll show you one of the commercials first. It's so great. It's such a wonderful, stupid thing. And it kind of worked. Like I remembered McGruff the crime dog. We had like McGruff the crime dog. We had what's his name? Smokey the Bear. A lot of animal-based PSAs when I was growing up. There's a porn video scene where the woman tells the man not to come yet, but he does, and she expresses her disappointment. Then a cat loudly meows. I like to think it was adding its own comment. Too soon. Oh, we have a visitor.
We have a guest.
What's up? What's up, fools?
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
I'm good, man. Were you talking about McGruff?
Yeah, McGruff the crime dog.
It's like the third McGruff thing that's come up today.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
McGruff's in the air, baby. McGruff rules.
I watched a video, I think, from last week tonight where John Oliver had an extended McGruff riff. And then unbidden, my buddy Travis messaged me about McGruff.
McGruff is the greatest. Did they talk to you? Did either of them talk about his unstoppable music album?
What? No.
It's hit after hit after hit.
Wow.
Okay. All right. So
Also,
we're gonna...
hi, friends.
Hey, what's up, buddy? Good to see you.
Hi, pals from the internet. And
How's
hi,
the
the
new-
audience. I was addressing these two.
How's the new campaign going?
It's good. Well, Jess is DMing, so it's gone real well. And Jess
Very
is great, and I'm not having to deal with it. I'm doing it, so it's technically fucked. But in fact, I have a there was a video I wanted to share with you guys for your consideration.
Love it.
But I will, I will
send
pick
it
it out
through.
for you.
All right.
I
Well, while
am
you find
intrigued.
that, this is McGruff. This is a McGruff the crime dog about not talking to strangers. Can you hear
That's
that?
Jenny. But that's not Jenny's dad. If she gets into that car,
What happens?
you may
when
be
she
looking
gets
at
in-
Jenny for the last time.
Jesus.
I'm McGruff, the crime dog. Let me show you something. See that playground? A lot of kids there. Every day in this country, 60 kids disappear.
What?
Some run away, but a lot are kidnapped by strangers or even by people they know. Almost 20,000 kids a year. 20,000 kids, one kid at a time. Maybe your kid on your street, just
Is
like
this
Jenny.
an ad for pedophiles?
You know, your kids can learn to protect themselves against
anti-pedophile
crime
ad,
at
thank
home,
you.
at school, on the street. Very nice going,
Why
Jenny.
is he dressed
She's going to
like
tell
a
her folks about
ex-criminal?
this. And you can write to McGruff. Learn how
He's
to
not
keep
wearing
your
a shirt
family
underneath
and your
that.
community safe.
I
and
feel
help
like these kids are
take a
going
bite out
missing.
of crime.
Take a bite out of crime. So he's dressed like that because
no,
it's like
no,
a
no,
Humphrey
no. I'm
Bogart
sorry,
character.
but he is the one responsible for those kids going missing.
No, McGruff the crime dog is absolutely on all of our sides. He is anti-crime. He wants to help us. What I love is it was originally not pitched at kids. I don't know if you noticed, but he was talking to parents.
He's talking to parents.
He didn't say you might be kidnapped. He said your kid might be kidnapped. They had an animated shirtless dog in a Humphrey Bogart fucking trench coat talking to parents
Yeah,
about crime.
that guy's getting prepared to flash someone.
No, McGruff is pure of heart. He's like what's the King Arthur and Sword in the Stone.
King Arthur and McGruff, classically very commonly used in the same sentences, Chris. You nailed it.
It's the new Turner and Hooch. Act like you wouldn't watch that.
If there was a TV show right now that paired up King Arthur and McGruff the crime dog, I would watch the living shit out of that.
So good. McGruff's the thinker because he's a detective, but then you've got like King Arthur who's a man of action. Love it. Absolutely love it. So that was one of the commercials, but this is my favorite thing that I have come across on the internet in quite a while, which is they released a McGruff the Crime Dog album, and it rules. It's so good. I've listened to it so many times. So this is it used to be he started out just being about like normal crimes like kidnapping and robbery and stuff like that.
Well, just pause for a second there because that's setting up an incredible potential for the second half of that sentence. And I would like Ashley to tell me what non-normal crimes she thinks this goes into.
Wait. Say the first half of the sentence again.
So it used to just be about like, just crimes, just whatever, kidnapping, robbery, things like that. Just crimes.
What Chris referred to as normal crimes.
Yeah, just normal crimes. Just the ones
normal
that were like,
crimes.
Crime. And it was working, and it was being addressed at.
I've just seen the track names.
Right. So it was aimed at adults, and then in the 80s,
You
when
can
the
tell
drug war
Chris hasn't had a threesome if this is the best thing he's come across. Thank you, Tug.
And so then the war on drugs kicked in, and they decided to change tax, and they started going after kids to try to tell them to not do drugs because they thought that they could get them there. And so part of it was
yeah. I mean, the correct crime order is pedophiles and then drugs.
Hey, he never insinuated they were going to have sex with those kids, just that they'd take them. He didn't say where or for what purpose, just that they were gone.
Yeah, but why else do you take a child?
What if he's a baseball recruitment guy and he goes, hey man, like a lot of those kids went missing from sports places. It could be a very early draft.
What I'm curious, if we're going to do this, what baseball team do you think is collecting children from the streets to train up as
the
Seattle
Mariners.
I just got a point.
be
It could be
the
just
right
it could be just good clean murder.
Just good old fashioned. You know what? Just a normal crime like murder. Just a normal ass crime.
normal crime.
Yeah, we're just normal crimes.
Okay.
So then they turned on to drugs and they made this album and they brought in like real musicians to do this. And what's great about it is the lyrics are so weird and stupid, but the songs are really good. They're really good.
Okay.
So here we'll play Alcohol.
Immediately, not the style I was expecting.
Hey, open up your eyes. You've got to see. Alcohol fills your world with lies. Listen to me.
Act like you wouldn't just fucking groove to this.
It's no good when you're drinking. It won't show you the way. Hey, you'd better start thinking. Being straight is okay.
Wait, what?
It's also a straight pride song.
Wait.
Um,
No.
This already
Go
sounds
back
like
to
a
that
good
line.
Simpsons song.
You want to hear that line again?
I want to hear that line again.
I'm not sure how. Oh, okay, back 10 seconds.
Won't show you the way. Hey, you'd better start thinking. Being straight is okay.
I don't know how that
Might
hasn't been
end up
picked up by the
dead.
alt-right.
Being straight is okay. That makes no sense.
So it's like it's Alcohol, which is obvious, sure, that's the one that everyone comes in on. Then we've got cocaine and crack, and then
I
just
love
a
that
nice
it jumps
feel-good-
straight to cocaine and crack, by the way.
It was the 80s, right? So they were trying to take what they got. So then it's I'm glad I'm me. Then it's just you know what? Just be proud of yourself. And then into inhalants, which is such a like late 80s, early 90s drug.
Yeah,
Actually, I don't even know if this was a thing in the UK, but everybody was huffing glue.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, that was something we were warned against in school,
The inhalants one is fucking wild.
which made me want to start huffing glue.
Sounds like an early Madonna song.
That
Yeah.
an 80s pop.
Learn a lesson
There.
so true. There's danger in inhalants. They can break you in two. So never sniff inhalants. Breathing them is really no thrill.
Kids choir.
Don't you know inhalants really can kill?
Kids
The
choir.
idea of getting a kids choir to sing, "Don't do inhalants."
You have to explain to them what inhalants are. That's not even a common thing. You basically have to tell them how to do the drug, to tell them what the drug is that they shouldn't do.
So they can sing
is-
about not doing it.
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
that's so funny.
I really want to find out what the song Make Your Body Last is about.
Thank you, Tet. It's about not coming first in a threesome and winning. Let's find out.
Body last.
When some kids, other kids, are taking drugs and want you to play. Today, if we care,
So
we
thankful,
care
right?
about what goes inside you, you'll say. No way, cause it's your body. You've got to make it last with your body. Treat it right, cause it's your body. You've got to make it last with your body. Treat it right.
So that's really smart because you can't just go negative. You also got to be the positive side. It's
Yeah.
like drugs are bad, but your body's
They've
good.
also
so-
they've kind of covered all their bases because they didn't explicitly say drugs in that. They were just like, you gotta. Oh, I forget what the line was, but saying like you gotta mind what you put into your body, and it's like, yeah, that could be somebody's penis too.
There you go. That's how
They're really covering all their bases. They're
Don't
just like,
get a
don't put
UTI.
things in your body.
from these dirty hippie penises. I'm onto you, Manning. I'm onto you.
Oh,
But how great!
no.
And then I love that. Like this is how fucked it was in the '80s. Is the closing one that's supposed to bring everything home? Where all
This is
performers will be
marijuana.
understand that you end with the strongest one.
It's so weird to me that this is the last one.
Marijuana. Why? That's because it was the one they were the most scared of for some reason. I guess because like rich people didn't do it as much or something. I don't know, but
Never try marijuana, don't try it at all. It's a lie.
right?
It's
You can
like
see this at a
beating
festival.
your head on a wall. Say no way.
I can't believe it hasn't been sampled.
Marijuana's a fast way to fall.
I hope so. I'm gonna look up on cheap.
Cause it's doing you no good at all.
It is like Hold the Line.
And you know, if you gamble with life,
This is like proper 80s music. It is exactly like Fame.
Cause your life is a gift.
And that's part of what I love about it is that like it's all from the same like decade, but it's sort of different within the popular stuff. So there's like some anthemic stuff. There's that the Inhalants is sort of like an early Madonna song. There's like a it's not Billy Joel, but you could see Billy Joel singing it, and Alcohol. It's I honestly think this thing's fucking incredible.
It's like musically, it's a great album,
right?
But lyrically, it's upsetting.
Oh, it's ridiculous. It's for kids as well, though, right? So they're just trying to make
Matt
this
Blair has just raided the channel. Thank you so much for bringing your wonderful viewers in. Here's a raid video.
like being dry, it's a raid. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream with John and Chris and Ashley. Stick around and give us a follow. You are awesome.
Ashley's just gone. Ashley left. It's such a good video. So what did you hear about? Thank you very much, Matt Blairites. Welcome to the stream. Give us a follow. Welcome. I hope you had a good stream. Paul, what were your friends talking about with McGruff the goddamn crime dog if they weren't talking about his incredible music career?
Not the incredible music career, just the very concept that it happened. I was chatting about the McGruff video you showed, the like your kids might get kidnapped by somebody they know.
Yeah.
Reminded me a lot of there was a period of time in the mid 80s where sometimes as children we would be taken into an assembly. Mm-hmm. And that assembly would involve the teacher wheeling out a big ass television on a 2-tool stand that was very top heavy. And then we'd watch a series of quite bleak videos. The one that stuck in my mind was called The Spirit of Dark and Lonely Waters, and involved a kid near an abandoned area of waste ground, like kicking his football onto a lake and then going to get it. And this dude who looked like the Emperor from Star Wars just drowned a boy.
What?
And yeah, like all the series of 1980s public information films, which were bleak. I remember watching one. I feel like I'm conflating 2 or 3 because they all had a very similar aesthetic. One of them involved like an electricity pylon, and a kid's kite got caught in it, and so he's like, "I'll just climb the thing." And his smart friend's like, "Wait, no, don't do that." And then that kid dies in this short little 3-minute film. And we were just shown a bunch of these back to back. One was like,
what's the takeaway lesson supposed to be there?
Don't climb electricity pylons.
Don't get drowned by a stranger in a lake.
Yeah, don't get into bodies of water unattended.
Oh, you know what? Tiger's got a point. You should watch some Irish road safety ads. They go fucking hard. They really
fuck yeah, the road safety ones.
So bleak.
Did you guys Darth Vader was the road safety guy in these information films? The guy who played Darth Vader was dressed as like a green and white superhero whose power was, I guess, he knew to look both ways.
Smart.
There's a comic. I forget who does this bit. There's an Irish comic who does a bit about these road safety ads because they recorded the road safety ads, and if you watch the ad on television in Northern Ireland, you get a Northern Irish registration number, and if you watch it in the Republic of Ireland, you get a Republic registration number. And
that's smart.
I think it's Neil Delamere that does this bit, and he does a bit where he's like, "What are the odds of the same person getting hit in both the Republic and in the North, and I'm doing it a disservice, but it's a really solid bit, and yeah, but they were fucking harrowing ads. They were really, really depressing, really intense. I'm gonna see if I can find one actually.
Yeah, pull one up. I miss those though, because like when I was in school, we used to do that, but it would they would do it class by class instead of like as the whole thing. We had a class in high school called Career and Personal Planning, which was every Friday, and they were supposed to teach us life skills, and instead we just watched Forrest Gump 4 times a year. And and I remember like on one of the days she's like, okay, I gotta show you these videos. They're from the school board, whatever. And they came in, and it was like home safety stuff. So in one of them, like a dad was like washing his car with a sponge, and here comes his toddler, just so happy to see his dad, watching it around. Back to the dad. All you just hear in the background is this little splash, and then it turns over, and the camera pans, smash cut to toddler drowned in bucket. Just fell into the bucket, and then they said a toddler can drown in 2 inches of water. We were like, what?
I feel like we had something similar to that actually. Oh, Tiger, you've just sent me the road safety ad. Thank you. I was trying to find one. Oh, you know what? I actually think that was one of the ones I was coming up across. Okay, let me bring this up. Oh, actually, I can't bring it up because I have a video here that Paul sent.
Oh yeah, this is unrelated.
Okay, should we come back to your video then, Paul? We'll do that one after.
Yeah, we'll
cycle back to
do
mine.
this afterwards. How do I? Okay, yeah.
Because I'm all about
software.
themes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Got to stay on topic, and then we'll segue into you. We'll get. I think, did I recognize the guy in that little clip there?
Maybe, maybe not. Right. Okay. This is a DOE, which I think must be the Department of Education.
Yeah, it's got
drink driving road safety ad. Let me bring up the volume.
Shall I tell you about my...
Oh no, these kids are dead. For sure dead.
Is there a word for the particular anxiety you get early on in a disaster movie or in an episode of Casualty or right now? Where we are
I'm sure the Germans have one.
Yeah.
Yeah, where all you do is you show someone so happy that they have to die.
Yeah.
It's like when someone has sex in a
That's
horror
definitely a thing.
Jesus Christ!
Could you live with the shame?
There it is.
From DOE, supported by AXA Insurance.
Oh my god, I totally forgot that ad, but now it's just come flooding back to me.
That's an expensive shot to get that car to flip around like that. That was an Avengers car roll.
Big ad. Like, there was one worse. There was definitely one worse than that. There was another one where it was like they showed a load of gravestones, and then there was a woman in a wheelchair and another. There was a whole series of these ads, and they were so fucking intense. But that one, I had totally forgotten that ad until I've just seen it.
I love Ada pointed this out. The most Irish thing about that is that it's about shame.
It's the shame. Could you live with the shame?
No, I can't, and you know that.
But it's just like it's so wild. I'm gonna bring up that wee clip again, just of the moment the car hits, because it's just so out of left field, really.
There it is. There's no one I'd rather be.
Wait! What? I see what they're doing, but there's a cutaway to what appears to be a very nice flower.
Yeah, right.
Taken out, and I understand it's a metaphor for a child being killed, but it's such if you take it literally, it's a pretty weird beat.
It's also like a funeral flower, I guess. But yeah. God damn, that's so funny.
So wild.
I just put a
wild
second
advert.
one in our chat, which I think is a worse iteration of what we've just seen.
That's fucking great.
Okay, I've got it. I'm bringing it up.
Why you bring? There was one in that series that we watched in school that was it was what broke us, but not in the way that the school wanted it to. It was about bee allergies and being ready for a sting at any point. And this kid, he put his like Pepsi down on the table and went and played with his friends. And then they cut to a wasp or a bee just crawling in. And then it's hanging out, getting all that good sugar. And then the kid took a sip. And then the next shot is the kid, but his head is so big. It's like he's become the character in Mask. It's so big and just covered in like putty, like it didn't even look like a human being. And so instead of being scared, we just laughed our goddamn asses off. We were like, show it again. I respect this level of production because
the production value is
where they
intense.
lost us. That was where they lost us, was very low.
I'm pretty sure the Road Safety Authority got a lot of funding there for a few years because the numbers just clocked up.
Yeah.
We were getting a lot of car accidents in terms of per capita. Ireland had a huge road safety issue. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure we still have one of the highest in Europe actually. But fucking wild advert, wild.
Can't see without his glasses.
This is the one that you've sent, Paul.
Yeah. Now, I haven't watched this. Rather, I watched to this point. I was like, the vibes on this.
It's similar already. Yeah.
He's got a style that it seems to me reminds me of childhood memories, where everything was as bright as a bright blue sky. This is going to be horrific.
Yeah.
This is going to be
the fact that this is called
brutal.
DOE Road Safety Classroom, and it starts with these kids hanging their hooks. They're hanging their clothes on those little hooks they have. They've got little pictures of their own faces over the hooks. This is adorable. There's no way this ends.
Let's destroy it.
I would even money. This ends with a truck slamming into a school and exploding.
You know what I think it is? I think there's going to be I think they're all going to be wiped out, but like gradually, like the school bus driver is going to be drunk, and it's just going to like hit something, and it's going to pivot sideways, and just like a baseball bat, clear them all out of the way.
I like the idea of someone being drunk.
Yeah. Tokyo drifts and all these kids.
Okay, well, let's see which one of you is. Oh, okay. My guess.
How would you kill this child?
How would I kill this child?
Hello, McGrath. Oh no.
I think so. Yeah. Okay. You guys are going with like total wipeout of a load of children. I think it's just going to be pigtails over here. But it's going to be like a brutal kind of one body little explosion, and it's going to be like. It's going to be a little bit like where the fuck is the lollipop lady? Like she's crossing where she's supposed to cross.
God! Like there's a line of kids in a crocodile going across a crossing, and one is taken
But
out,
she's,
and the
but
rest
she's
are like,
the one that steps out first.
okay.
You know?
I can
Okay.
see
Well,
that.
let's see.
When
Let's
she has
see.
a count, you got to look both
got a
ways.
smile that
He's
it
so
seems
cute.
to me reminds me of childhood memories. Everything.
I can't hear what you're saying. What?
And that was foreshadowing, and also the level of anxiety I have is rocketing every second.
So much
Loving
anxiety.
touch, playing Chekhov's car. This is
Yeah.
going to be bad.
It's gonna be so bad. Okay.
It was as fresh as the bright blue sky.
Oh no, sir.
Now and then, when I see her face, she takes me away to that special place. And if I stand too alone, I'd probably break down and cry.
Don't cluster together like that.
Sweet child.
That was such a flawless cut,
Since 2000, speeding has killed a classroom of our children. Shame on you.
Shame again.
It's basically the same.
Podcast listeners, they full crushed those kids. They showed you those kids get crushed.
Can I just? I just want to go back to
Jesus
this
Christ!
cut scene. There's such a beautiful look at this cut scene right here. Just this. Oh, look how fucking slick that is.
Right,
That is
the editing in this, the structure
beautiful
of it is just
editing.
beautifully made. But
And
also, here's my question. Can we go back to that same point?
That's so funny. Oh my god.
Which point? This one?
Exactly there, right? The little kid pushes the car, and we see the car move, and then the car goes out of control. Is this also indicating that that child is doing voodoo?
He did it to
I
them.
mean, it's not out of the question.
He's got The Shining.
Oh man! Oh, this is hard to watch.
It's so silly.
It's somehow worse without the sound.
I don't even see like what's happening. All I see
What's
is like
weird is
the
like,
decisions that made this happen.
Why are we watching this on a loop? It's like you made a gif of just a bunch of kids dying.
I love the amount of discussions that went into this being created.
So I think Ireland must have a similar thing to the U.S. because in the U.S. what happens is for PSAs, public service announcements, what they'll do is every whenever there's a new one the government wants to put out, the big ad agencies take turns, and so they have to do it because they don't want it to look like a shitty commercial that the government made. They want it to be a big campaign, and so they bring in Mad Men, whatever, and it's got to be that in Ireland because that's really high production value. There's story elements to it. It knows how to pull the heartstrings and then go over the top and really shock you into it.
Yeah,
that's.
I like saying that transitional editing, the sort of continuity of motion, the implicit level of association between the shots.
Yeah, and it was even like sort of similar speed as well. Like the kid was moving. It was down to little details.
Question.
So good.
What do you think they shot first? Do you think they shot the kid moving the car? And then
The
we're
squish.
like, dude, you got to drive faster to match the shots up? Or they shoot the car moving, like, kid, you got to push that car faster or slower?
I'd say they shot the car first because it's a bigger shoot. They will have had to potentially close part of a road to get it. And that's where you set the angle and then you just line up like it's easier to line up a shot of a toy car that will be in line with the shot of the actual car on the road. It's easier to line that up.
I 100% agree, but can we imagine for a second the frustration of being the actor trying to drive like a child moves a car?
Yeah. How many children were hurt in the making of this advert?
All of them. All of them
got crushed. It was a real flip over real children. They wanted to drive it home, so they killed some children to make you realize how dangerous it is.
You know what I mean?
I really like that we had so many gambles about where that ad was going to go, and it just went to the exact same place as the first one, times 20.
Kids. I feel good that I was right that they were going to kill all of them, though. I really got a sense that they were going to kill all of them.
Here's what I thought was interesting.
fair.
They killed all of the children, none of the teachers.
No, the teachers.
Yeah,
saw
the
it coming.
teachers were
That's-
fine. The
kids are
teachers
dumb.
were out of the way, which
almost
makes it
like-
feel like a targeted hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like if you were the teacher of that class and that happened, you would just get like some sort of government fund for the rest. You would not have to work ever again. If you witnessed a whole classroom of kids getting killed, you would not have to work ever again. And therefore, yeah, that feels like a hit.
That's what happens if you're a tube driver and someone jumps in front of your train.
Yeah, you never have to do the job again, do you? You just get your pay forever.
Yeah, like you can, but you don't have to because it's pretty traumatizing.
Yeah.
Unless you set it up. Those commercials were absolutely incredible. Way to go, Ireland.
They
honestly.
were great. That second one was not Irish, I don't think.
Thank you. I thought it was because it still said shame.
I don't think it was Irish.
Oh, who sent it to us? Someone's got. Oh no,
That was Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't. I just found it on the.
Oh, that's fine. Still
Um,
DOE. Still DOE.
Oh, it is. This one is from Northern Ireland's Department of Education. Yeah. So
Was the
they
previous
want,
one from the
they
Republic of
want you
Ireland?
to be ashamed of yourself, and it does pack a punch.
Genuinely incredible stuff.
Yeah.
I will be back in just a second. I have to go to the washroom. You guys talk amongst yourselves, and then we'll watch Paul's video.
Yes.
Enjoy.
Paul, what is this video that you sent us?
The video is, you might have seen it. I only became aware of it like 2 days ago, and I've watched it a lot.
Okay.
It is a video, I believe, from TikTok. A woman in a nightclub is asked if she likes nice guys or assholes, and responds in a manner that the bullshit presenter is not ready for her response. None of us are. But also, there's some really super weird background stuff happening as well. We're not here for the background stuff. That's very much.
But
the
it's worth taking note of as well.
Pick. But if we have the time to break down everything in this video, the woman in this she's everything. My partner, I found her on Instagram. But her response to the question, do you like nice guys or do you like assholes? Which is a terrible question.
Oh, terrible question. It's
question.
rooted. It is rooted in men manipulating women.
Yeah. It's a question. The setup is the guy is expecting the woman to say, I like nice guys, and then presumably he'll be like, I am a nice guy, ergo, by your logic, we're dating, I assume. I don't know. I'm not an awful person, just bad. But yeah, that's the setup. I don't know who's at YouTube. I don't know what TikTok channel it's from. I haven't looked at that as it goes.
Okay.
I think it was
let's
Baby
bring
Noise.
it up.
I think it was Baby Noise who put me onto this.
I haven't seen this, so I'm very, very curious now, and I'm looking forward to this. So
once again,
here
before
we
you hit
go.
play, the setup question is: do you like nice guys or do you like assholes?
Okay.
I'm really excited to look at your face when you see the response.
Okay, I'm
I
excited.
heard all that. I'm ready.
Let's go.
Okay, here we go. We're gonna see what the answer is.
How do you prefer, a nice guy or an asshole?
An ancient man.
Is that what?
An ancient man.
An ancient man? What do you mean by that?
Like 1800s? Don't you want to go away with me? It'll be like humans never existed. Or technology.
Curtsy, and she's gone.
I'm
Great answer.
I'm so confused.
Great answer.
And I feel like that's potentially the point.
No, I think she was very drunk. I think she was being absolutely honest.
I think that was she is quite drunk, so there's no kind of thought process there to be too clever to outwit him.
Here's the thing. I think she's drunk and she's like, I'm not going to outwit this guy, but I'm going to weird him the fuck out.
Yeah.
And
That's
I would
fair.
like to submit into evidence
there
the
is
phrase.
intent there, but there's not planning.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'd like to submit into evidence in support of my statement the phrase, don't you want to come away with me?
Yeah.
See, I think can we watch it at the start again, because in her eyes there's such an earnest, an ancient man. Like she means.
How do you
like,
prefer,
there's no
a nice guy or an
mischief.
asshole?
Yeah.
There's no mischief to it. It doesn't look like she's fucking with him.
No, yeah, she's dead on. Like, okay.
An ancient man.
Is that what?
An ancient man.
An ancient man? What do you mean by that?
Like 1800s? Don't you want to go away with me?
She's like, when she says it and he's questioning her, she's just like, how do you not understand what I mean?
Can we also just, while this is paused, just track the mouse over her left shoulder to the face of the gentleman behind her?
Yeah. This guy. I mean, this guy's trying to fuck about, but this guy.
That guy is the opposite of an angel.
This guy's here to make a lasting impact.
Oh yeah, if we watch it again from the beginning, let's track him through this clip because
I
find him fascinating.
Do you prefer a nice guy?
What's that for the podcast listeners?
Oh, I just told him to suck it. This is all
Suck it.
visual. Fuck you.
I mean, yeah, fuck you guys.
Or an asshole.
An ancient man.
Is that what?
An ancient man.
An ancient man? What do you mean by that?
Like 1800s?
Dude knows how
Don't
to
you
be
want to go
weird.
away with me? It'll be like humans never existed. Or technology.
I love her little twirl away as well.
It'll be like humans never existed, or
Yeah.
technology,
I feel
The
like
thing, what
okay,
I like is that all technology comes out like a question.
or technology.
yeah. There's
Also-
there's a lot to digest here.
There were so many humans in the 1800s.
There were so many.
I
but
wouldn't refer to the 1800s as ancient, but
I'm gonna like the moment he enters the shot is oh
Yeah, that dude. Is...
that is such a fun little moment there. Wait.
See, that's the guy that like I can't imagine anyone doing that seriously. Like it's not possible in my brain that a person is like that. And so for me, he's the one that's doing it for fun. Even though I'm almost positive I'm wrong, but I just can't fathom it. It's so silly.
He's so silly. Look at his little face. He's just there to wreak havoc.
So I used to work. I still occasionally do floor manage for the ITV News, and I've done outside broadcasts and stuff. And there is a particular quality of person whose entire thing is like, "Hi, I'm a rational, normal person." Is that a camera?
Yeah.
That's so funny.
And so they just get really weird in the background of a camera, and then they're looking around to see if there's a monitor they can see themselves on. And like the piece, it's never like a light-hearted piece. It's always like a murder today, or like a tragedy, and there's always some goon in the background.
Today in Shepherd's Bush, there was a normal crime. On the back.
What is a normal crime?
We've been over this, Ashley. Kidnapping, murder, robbery. Those are the big three.
Yep.
Arson, but arson's more fun. I would put arson in the mischief category.
No, yeah, arson is definitely in the mischief / psychotic.
For a second, I thought both of you were making an indictment against the Mischief Theatre Company.
Nope, just pure mischief.
So I remembered one of the things I was going to talk about on this show, and I don't.
Oh yeah, Paul. Ashley is whiskey's plural deep, so just know that.
Yeah, that was made clear in a text she sent me.
Dope.
I wanna make it clear that I probably drunk
Classic
texted
normal crime.
everyone that I could this evening.
Paul, how do you feel? How do you feel about getting booty calls from a Twitch stream? Does that feel good?
Yeah.
You basically got a you up.
Yeah.
Nice, good. I'm glad because it's
while I was streaming.
Yeah.
Nice, nice.
So in work the other day, I'm currently selling whiskey in a shopping center. Somebody approached us and gave us what they have decided to call a hope menu.
I hate that. Already hate that. Very much against this.
This is really, really terrible. The hope menu is made into like it's an A4 piece of paper that's folded in half.
I'm gonna make you big. I want to see.
Yeah.
See it properly. Okay. Yeah.
It's an A4
Oh,
piece
is that
of paper.
handmade?
It's handmade, right?
Why is that worse?
This is the
Handmade in
cover.
USA.
This is the cover of the hope menu.
I like it. It's a lot of negative space. Very simple.
And then on the back, we have a little note. So on the front, it just says hope menu.
Yeah.
On the back, it says, please digest slowly.
You gotta let it sit. You gotta let it macerate.
Right? And then I'm going to open it up so you can see. There's like a poem inside.
Okay.
To be digested slowly.
And you need to digest this slowly. So I thought I would read it.
Okay.
Yes. Excellent.
And then I'm probably going to need to read it 3 times minimum for you to be able to.
So many times. Digest it?
Well, you know what? For you to be able to digest it, but I think it's going to back you the fuck up. Like, this is constipation level confusion.
Okay.
All right.
Part of me really hopes that these are just transcribed Eminem lyrics, but
that would have been preferable.
Okay.
It makes very little sense.
It is a poem, to be fair.
But it does imply many, many terrible opinions.
Great.
So, so are you guys ready for the... It's called Free Christmas Hope.
Yeah. Okay.
So it says Free Christmas
I didn't know Christmas Hope had been locked up.
I know, me neither. But here we go. Well, I think that's kind of the point of the poem, to be honest. I think it's Christmas Hope has potentially been locked up for the past 2 years in the pandemic.
It's illegal to say Christmas? You can't even say Christmas anymore? You go to jail?
No, it's not quite that. I think it's like it's trying to be like, yes, we're back together for Christmas this year because we were told we couldn't be the past 2 years or something.
What a fun way to hide anti-vax theory.
Basically, I think this is an anti-vax theory poem.
So great.
It's called Free Christmas Hope, and before the poem starts, you have hashtag Free Christmas Hope, hashtag Forget Christmas Card.
All right,
already I am typing hashtag Free Christmas Hope into Twitter to see what nonsense comes up.
So I'm gonna read the poem. Okay. Christmas Day, 24 hours of rest. Families united, problems confessed.
What?
Brothers and sisters, fathers and sons, vaccines forgotten, restored little ones.
Okay. Wow.
No mums.
We're not even a quarter of the way through.
Okay.
Life's way too short. Blood's thicker than water. It isn't her fault that she is your daughter.
The fuck does that mean?
Again, this is entitled Free Christmas Hope.
This is so bleak. Even like they started with a confession of crimes right before, and now it's not
I'm
her
finding
fault.
it
She's
so
your
hard
daughter.
to actually read this. Her husband's a nuisance. They never should have married.
What?
But her kids are your branches that she faithfully carried.
Wait,
Someday...
hang on. Sorry, no, I'm just like, there's only one allusion to trees there. Like, that's not carried through to any point.
It's really odd. Sunday 25th, we all need a rest. Forget social media. Chew food and digest. They're really into digestion.
It's terrible families.
I feel like there's abuse in this poem.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. This is like a really bad family. Yeah,
This is a bad dynamic.
Especially so far, it's only been the wife and the daughter that are the ones that need to have an easier time of it.
The wife hasn't even been mentioned yet.
Yeah, didn't it? She carried your kids. Like it was the tree thing.
The daughter.
This is about the daughter's husband, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, the daughter carried your branches, which is what your grandchildren are.
Yeah.
You know how the branches of a tree are its grandchildren.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And they carry their branches, obviously.
Yes.
This is have them bundled up. Yeah. Great. This is good.
Abandon cold shoulder the hurts of the past. It's boring and endless. Create memories that last.
Just terrible
the wills, it's really poor. The wills and the finances. The wills and the finances. He got far too much. That's in inverted commas. That's speech. He got far too much. A fence that kept growing. We're now out of touch. There's like a fight over somebody's will going on here. Who's gotten the most money?
And obviously the person writing the poem didn't. And now they don't talk to that person.
There's bitterness here. Yeah. There's resentment. You've fought long enough. Your health's been effective. Sorry, your health's been affected. Again, this is speech. You know it makes sense. It could still be corrected. The decision is yours.
Read
Please.
that again. The rhyme structure fucked me up.
You've fought long enough. Your health's been affected. You know it makes sense. It could still be corrected.
I hate this.
The decision is yours. Please resend today. Free Christmas hope. Asleep on the hay.
Wait, what? Jesus.
And somehow the asleep on the hay is the most bizarre part of the whole poem.
That's Jesus. That's away in a manger. That bit. That's the only
So-
part I understand.
The whole it makes no sense.
This is terrible. They're just handing this out. Who handed it to
They're
you?
just some random person.
Show me on the doll where they handed it to you. What is
the hands?
Like-
presumably.
So this is
Oh.
why I said I feel like I'm going to need to read it 3 times minimum.
No, I'm never.
I
hearing
don't
that
want
again. Goddamn life. I would take you off this stream. I'll end the whole thing. I don't give a fuck. What? Who? Describe the person that handed this to you. I need to
So
know.
I wasn't actually there. My colleague got given it while I went to the bathroom. And I was just like, what the fuck is this?
And did they describe the person at least? Did they say it was?
No, they didn't. However, I think I
Did he
saw
smell
them
bad?
walking away. I think I saw them walking away. They looked like they smelled bad. They had like a backpack. They were bent down on the floor, probably taking more of these out. They were just handing them out. My colleague wrote this.
Yeah, that's my new favorite theory.
Question.
Your colleague writes bad poetry and blames it on homeless people.
How can we mail this to
John?
Yeah. Given that he's not here and doesn't know about it, can we mail this
in
from
theory.
a non-recognizable postcode to Hastings? Just anonymously?
I could make that happen.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Oh, by the way, I just want to say hashtag free Christmas hope. 0 tweets. 0.
Well, if you put it into Google, I'll read the top result.
Ooh.
Your search free Christmas hashtag free Christmas hope did not match any documents.
Nothing on Google.
On Google.
That's
I thought maybe it was like Instagram
Wait,
or TikTok or something.
what? Hashtag free Christmas hope.
What was the other hashtag?
I have never come across something that's not come up on Google.
Right.
Your search hashtag free Christmas hope did not match any documents. Oh my god. That's I feel like, do you know what I feel like we should do? We should get every single listener to tweet hashtag free Christmas hope.
No, I do not want to add anything.
No, for the same reason that I never really want to say the word Candyman more than once in a given day.
Yeah.
Sorry.
If you're
No, you don't get to brush past that. Talk to me about the Candyman.
You don't know about
From the
Candyman?
movie.
Of course, you haven't seen any movies. Ashley, come on.
But also because the original
See,
story.
Candyman to me is a Christina Aguilera reference.
Oh no,
yeah, I
that's
remember that song.
Such
It's
a
a
good
guy.
song.
He's covered in bees.
Yeah, he's got
He's
a
a
hook
real
on his
bad guy.
head. And the book was the original story is based on a thing that happened in Liverpool where I grew up.
This is canon. Ashley hasn't seen any movies. This is canon.
That's
for
true.
This. It's the same as Bloody Mary. You know Bloody Mary? You say Bloody Mary
No.
3 times in front of a mirror, and then she appears and just murders you.
Oh, okay. It's the same with Candyman?
Basically, but Candyman's a little more creative. Bloody Mary just murders you.
Okay.
Candyman really fucking chews the scenery.
Yeah.
Baldy, I appreciate your frustration. Apparently, Baldy tries to defend my movie knowledge. You know what? It's really frustrating because I do have a degree that is partly in film, and I work in the film industry.
Yeah. And it's not like films
Do you
are
think that's
hard
why they-
to see.
Do you think that's
I
why they didn't release that movie that you made? Because they were like, Ashley, we can't. It's only appropriate that we do not release the movie that Ashley worked
I
on.
mean,
Yeah,
since she
I mean,
is
for a
so-
start, she's never seen any of it.
I don't know. I feel like I've seen a lot of movies. They're just all outside the scope of movies that you mention.
I mean, from what I can tell, they're all just DOE road safe videos. I think that's the only movies that you've seen.
Oh, okay.
Oh god, you make films, you just don't consume them. Yeah, I mean that's fair, but Candyman jerks you off to death, right?
You said that wrong.
Ironically, Ashley has seen a film that no one is going to see.
Yeah, you're the only one. Aw.
There's a tiny chance that I'm actually getting booty called right now.
Oh shit! Are you gonna tell him about the UTI? Or are you just gonna go for it?
I already did.
Amazing.
Turns out
Amazing.
that's their kick.
That's
I mean, they were responsible for it, so.
Don't go back. No, dirty dick. You know they haven't washed it yet. That's disgusting. Actually, had sex with a conch shell, like in the way Lord of the Flies would have ended if it was written now.
I think no. Paul heard the story. Paul was on that
Yeah.
Patreon episode.
Yeah, I was going to say, is this from the
No,
Patreon
don't.
episode?
You can't. No, you can't say it because
I'm
only
not
the
going to. I'm just
Patreon-
saying, is this for the Patreon episode?
It is the Patreon.
I'm not going to
episode
say it,
story.
but what I'm building is a level of intrigue for non-Patreon listeners.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
You gotta-
only the Patreon listeners know the story. Chris was not on that episode, so he doesn't know the beginning of the story, and any non-Patreon listeners don't know the beginning of the story. But I told them the end of the story, which I forgot to tell in the Patreon episode, Paul, which was that event resulted in, of course, me pissing blood.
Whoa, that's a that's an incredible
me
thing
getting
to
a
miss, first of
UTI. Well, I got distracted. John is very good at interrupting me, and so I totally forgot to come back to the end of the story, which was
Actually,
that.
I think that might have been on me. I think I pitched a game show.
You did pitch a game show.
That's my whole thing. Let's come on your show and try and make it a different thing. That's
Yeah.
I had an idea for a game show the other day, and I think it would be amazing. And it's
Go
just
for
National
it.
Treasure, the Nicolas Cage movie quadrilogy. I think now
That's the end of that sentence. That's the whole game show. It's just National Treasure.
What did you say
That's
3
it, 'cause you
times in
just
the mirror to piss
do
blood?
National Treasure.
Wait, so it's National Treasure.
You just do National Treasure. It's just pieced around. You take a town, or like you travel. It's basically The Amazing Race, but with like an IP hung on it.
Right.
And so you get clues. You got to go. You got to figure them out. You got to find things. You got to rob the Library of Congress. Obviously, you need to take the American Constitution.
Oh,
I think this already exists.
But it needs to be tied to the history of the country. So there's also learning.
I guarantee this treasure hunt one that Baldy's brought up probably has that.
I doubt that. I doubt that very
Before
much.
COVID, in fact, the
Skippable.
whole process of this got interrupted by COVID. I haven't gone back to it. I was having a chat which was pitching like basically Taskmaster but for heists.
Ooh.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So we
Yeah.
do that. So we basically rent or we borrow a stately home or a museum or something, or build a replica of a wing or something, and then get like I don't know Nish Kumar and Catherine Ryan and Sophie Jukebox to Sophie Tuka to like case the joint and then work out a plan of how they get in there and get out and like the zip wires and shit.
Someone's going to an event. You know someone's going to an event.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I fucking love. The only Rube Goldberg machine I want to see now is a heist. I just want to see a very complicated set of dominoes and golf balls and a string to open a safe and take gold bullion. Who do we talk
What's
to about
the
that?
noise?
I don't know. I can hear it too. Paul, is someone playing drums in your apartment?
Oh no, that was me scratching my hand with my elbow on the desk. I'm sorry. That's gone through the mic armature and into the mic.
Wow.
One of these
What?
things is loose.
That was
I'll
intense.
do it again.
Yeah, all good.
Yep. Yeah. Okay, great.
Yeah.
That was wild. I was just
yeah,
like,
the walls
what
and
is
grounded
that
breakfast.
noise? It sounds like someone's dancing right next to one of you. Like, I
Oh, that'd
really
be
have
this
to,
guy.
I have to pee. I'll be back.
Isn't it wild to know that she's just peeing blood right now? That's crazy.
It is, but also I
I'm
suspect
not peeing blood. The UTI got sorted within 3 days. We're good.
Okay.
All right. But you're gonna see that guy again. So you'll be
I
doing it again tomorrow.
I weirdly had a doctor's appointment scheduled for that day. I literally woke up, pissed blood before I was getting ready to go to my doctor's appointment.
And you
So I
just
got
said,
it
"Wow, this is
sorted.
lucky."
I got it sorted like as soon as possible. So I'm good now. It was my first time having a UTI, and I think I nailed it. I got the cranberry juice on the way home. I got sorted. I got sorted. Okay, now I really have to.
There's a comedian in Toronto that I started out with in Montreal called John Milanos. And John's a very good friend of mine, but he has this bit that I've always hated, which is true, which is his parents. He always knew when his parents had sex because his mom always got a UTI. And so his dad would very proudly walk in with a bottle of cranberry juice the next day and put it in the fridge. It was like Ron Swanson's red shirt.
Yeah,
And
that's
he would
exactly
just
what I thought.
put it like, yeah.
Of your facial expression and moustache.
Jesus Christ, man. Wash your dick.
That's such a weird thing. Like, I'll buy the cranberry juice, but I'm not washing my penis.
How do you not, like, I mean, listen, I'm woefully uneducated when it comes to UTIs. I know very little about them. The only reason that I've ever heard was a dirty penis. So if there's more to it, someone please educate me, because that's my understanding of it. And it can't be that this woman semi-regularly has sex with her husband who just has just doesn't know how to wash his dick at the age of 50 something.
Yeah, I mean,
that can't be it. There's got to be something else.
There's a point where you have to assume the guy is concealing his dick in the shower.
Yeah, just full. He's got a shower cap over it.
Yeah,
no water shall touch this. How? Ugh.
He believes something he's misheard.
Did you
From
ever
like
have?
since
Oh
school.
yeah, absolutely. It was like when the were you on Twitter when we found out that white people don't wash our legs in the shower? Started out on Black Twitter.
No, is that a thing?
Apparently it's a thing. So there was someone on Black Twitter posted, like, I think it was a poll, and someone will remember the details better than me, but I think it was a poll, and it was like, do you wash your legs in the shower? Like, yes or no. And it turned out that the no's were basically all white people, and the yeses were basically all black people. And then this huge debate just fucking blew up all over Twitter. And it turns out that a huge amount of white people don't wash their legs because they're like, well, the soap just runs down from the top half of your body, so that's fine, you're clean. And that's, I can only assume that this man's penis has gone through a similar trajectory of thinking.
Yeah.
Because I still can't get over that sometimes. But
Then he's dipping his penis in something regularly that is a good growth medium.
that's okay. So I hadn't thought of the dipping.
Agar.
What if they do have a UTI fetish and he's just dipping his tip in a pot of aioli and then going to town, and that's their thing? Maybe I've judged these people too harshly.
Oh.
Absolute shame.
I'll say this. If we have inadvertently kink shamed, apologies. If, however,
let
this
us know.
dude just has a gross dick, I recant nothing.
I'm happy to hygiene shame in this case. It's got victims, man. It's got fucking victims. First of all, it's your wife. Second of all, it's your son who has to watch you walk of pride with a goddamn bottle of ocean spray.
Can we also? Here's a question: why is Ocean Spray a cranberry juice brand? They're not a sea fruit.
It's actually a cranberry cocktail. They don't do the juice. They just do the cranberry
Okay.
cocktail, which has so much sugar in it you can't call it juice. But that's a great. I mean, it's a refreshing sounding name. Ocean Spray. You know, you've got the air, you've got the, but not like a full wave.
Yeah, but none of it says cranberry.
Oh, they grow in water, but not salt water. But I
Not
guess
the
it's
ocean.
better than lake spray.
Lake
Ugh.
Gust.
Lake spray is what happened to that kid in that commercial.
Yeah.
They're harvesting water. There you go. They do cranberry juice. Ha! He's a doo-doo. As a professional sex expert, sometimes it's okay to kink shame. That's excellent. When was the last time you got an STI test, Paul?
Oh, I'm back in time.
Just before COVID?
Just before COVID?
Yeah, like a couple of months before COVID, I think.
How did, because the last one that I had was a very long time ago, because I was with my ex for a very long, almost a decade.
Yeah.
And the last one that I got was I remember the nurse they were still doing the Q-tip in the pee hole. Do they still do that?
That
Is this
was not my
still a
experience,
thing?
no.
Oh, good. I'm glad to hear it. Oh, Beardy, Paul's in a committed relationship. You don't have to, once you're in that and you trust the other person,
That's not true.
Yeah, look,
let your
you know
ding dong
that.
sling slong.
Beardy knows my situation.
Pull out, get him on speed dial. I was known. I was responsible. But yeah, there was the I remember the woman, she took a Q-tip and she said, "This is gonna feel weird, but you're a big boy, you can handle it." And then jammed a Q-tip down my pee hole, and it did feel weird. She was right. She was absolutely correct.
Question.
Yeah.
Did the phrase "you're a big boy, you can handle it" refer to the caliber of your pee hole?
There's no chance.
Okay.
There's no chance. I really feel like I would have noticed if that was a gape. If that was a
Okay,
gaper.
fair enough.
Yeah. If it was a hole like in the movie Holes.
I've never seen that movie. Is that what it's about?
It's about holes, and then they gradually pan out, and you realize all the kids have been on a dick the whole time.
Wait, is that what happens in that movie?
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf's in it.
Shia LaBeouf climbs into
I
a
remember
penis.
seeing the beginning of that movie, but I don't think I watched the whole thing.
Yeah, it's the last shot. It's like in Planet of the Apes where they go, "It was Earth all along,"
See,
but it was a dick all
I
along.
really fully believe this.
You got to watch more movies, Ashley. Jesus Christ.
No, do you know what it is? The vibe of that movie was so fucking weird, and it so stressed me out that feels appropriate. Like, I think that's why I never finished it. Was just like it was so fucking stressful and weird. So you telling me that the whole thing pans out and they're all on the top of a penis, I'm like, yeah, that tracks.
Fair enough. I never watched it. I never.
I'm gonna confess something to you guys.
Is this about your love of Shia LaBeouf? Because I swear to God,
No.
if you think someone's gonna give you a UTI,
I'm gonna put it into the private chat, but I don't want to confess this publicly because it feels like a bad thing to do.
I can't. We made the whole show. We're at an hour 45. We made the whole show without a private chat, first time ever, and just right at the finish line. Ashley.
What?
Ashley.
Not on
Chat, I
purpose.
think you can guess what she wrote by my reaction. Ashley. Outrageous.
I could defend this, but I'm not going to because
I don't see
also...
how.
You what?
I don't see how. That is irresponsible of you.
I know.
Wild behavior. That is absolutely nuts.
You know what? It's not on purpose. It's not on purpose. This is a matter of inaccessibility.
It's
I can only imagine what the people in the chat are thinking.
Beardy,
I have tried.
If you only knew. We have to
I
actually. We
have
have to tell them
tried
people
more
you
than
do it.
this time. Okay.
Yeah. You have to just say
Okay.
it.
Look, please don't tell my mother.
I don't see how I would.
I have Baldy. Calm down. My confession was that I have only had an STI check once.
Absolutely outrageous.
But I have tried to have one many, many more times.
See, Beardy, I knew you'd come back on that support. Charlie got his
You can
texting
get
you
postal.
now.
I didn't know you could get postal ones. Honestly, I have tried to get them so many times. The one that I had ended up being a walk-up clinic, but I have had appointments cancelled on me so many times because they're just like too busy or something. And I think because I have never had the symptoms, they're always just like, you're probably fine. So they bump me down the priority.
Hmm.
And I just keep getting them Beardy Noise, try getting an STI check in Glasgow. Honestly, try it. I've gotten to the point where I'm just like, I'm just gonna have to
I'm
go
gonna do
back
that
to
right
Edinburgh.
now.
I'm just gonna have to go back to Edinburgh. And then prior to that, I was in Ireland and I was young and I was avoidant and I was irresponsible, and also you had to pay for STI checks. So but because I've never had symptoms and I've mostly always used protection. I hate that I just said the word mostly in that sentence.
Yeah, welcome to my world. All right. Raw Dog Rascal.
But
Raw Dog Rascal needs to be your wrestling name.
I have almost always used protection, and I've never had Glasgow Medical. I've never heard of Glasgow Medical Rooms. I've always been going to the Sandifer Clinic.
Absolutely no joke. The first result when I looked up Glasgow STI test. Ashley, you have never looked into this.
I have
Not
looked it up.
once looked into
That has never come up for me. This is a totally adjacent.
I have I have just booked an appointment.
There you go. Look at that. Look how easy that was, Ashley. Look at that.
I need to unbook this because I don't live there. I was proving a point.
I have never come across that website. That's frustrating that you guys have just brought that up. But I genuinely, and I'm not the only one. Like, my friend works in public health and has said it's really hard to get an appointment in Glasgow. So the fact that you guys just did that is really fucking weird. Okay, yes, Meatballs is backing me up.
Glasgow STI Clinic too. To be fair, I shouldn't have said stuff about Jewish people. Oh, yes, Meatballs got us. Oh, got us at the end.
Fuck's sake.
That's wild. My
honestly,
favorite STI test was I went in because a woman that I slept with was like,
STI.
It was so fun. It really cracked me up. I love this doctor. So I slept with a woman and she was like, I just found out I have herpes. You have to get tested. And I was like, fuck, okay. So I went into the doctor to get tested. And the doctor is like, you showing any signs? And I was like, no. She's like, all right, well, then we're not going to test you because if they come, they come. And if they don't, they don't. And you're not going to change your behavior anyway. So
that's insane.
Wow.
Did they swab your beard?
Yeah. She was just like, that last line, it's not going to
am-
change your behavior anyway. She
I
was
am
right. It
not
was 23.
proud of what I've just admitted. I need that to be known. I'm not proud of it. But I have taken precautions in other ways, and I've never had symptoms, and I've never had somebody tell me they had one at the time that they had sex with me. So, and also I've had appointments cancelled on me loads. I couldn't afford them in Ireland. I literally couldn't get access to them in Ireland. They're really, I think now you can get an abortion easier than you can get an STI check in Ireland, which is wild.
Why does that sound like a right-wing talking point?
It does, doesn't it?
It really does. It really does.
Wait,
It's
are
like
you
something
suggesting
you'd
that
never say,
Ashley
but
has an alternate career ahead of her?
I think there's something in like the phrasing of it and the delivery, the like sort of in the sense of injustice of it all. And I was like, what are we mad about in the sentence? Which is a feeling I have regularly when I read things now. Like, what is this person saying but not saying? So I know what you meant, but it was just that it was an interesting cadence. I've never heard that before. Out of you.
Yeah. I'm not proud. I've had sex with a lot of people, so it's really that's not a good ratio going on.
Oh, I'd like to say for the record as well, 15 years running, no symptoms.
I mean, me neither.
Raw Dog Rascal strikes again.
15 years.
I need you to stop saying that, but I also need you to leave a business card at the site of one of your sex times.
Just as Raw Dog Rascal. and it has. Oh, I've forgotten the thing's name. The dog with the pea coat. The dog with the pea coat that we were
McGruff.
McGruff the crime dog.
Yeah.
He's McRascal.
The Raw Dog Rascal. Bareback Bandit.
Oh God. Beardy noise, man. I wish that was me. But no symptoms. Oh no.
It's been weird. It's weird, and I'm not like really. I'm still not really.
The Sheathless Swindler. That sounds like an Enid Blyton mystery novel.
I mean, I love that. I'm not super high on the swindler thing because that feels like it's got some nefarious connotations, and I'm just a rascal, But pretty great wordplay.
Good. It is good.
But
I love your occasional contributions to the chat while you are a guest.
I'm wondering. I'm wondering how much now that I'm in my 30s and I want to date age appropriately, late 30s, and so I'm wondering how, because when I was in my 20s, everyone's irresponsible in their 20s. It's not hard to find people that will make bad decisions with you.
Yeah,
so
you're
I'm
looking for
wondering-
irresponsible people in their mid to late 30s.
it looks that way. It definitely looks that way because I just can't wear condoms. It's a psychosomatic thing. I just won't stay hard. So it's like sex just won't happen. So how am I going to find these irresponsible women? What is one to do?
You have to find the ones that want you to knock them up.
That's all right. I'm the pullout king, baby. Don't worry about me.
Yeah.
We're gonna be
Could
fine.
you, alternate plan, if you can't wear condoms,
These
could you
people
wear
have
some
clamps
kind of
in their
spray?
vaginas.
Wait, hold on. You spoke at the same time, and I feel like they were both very interesting. For some reason, my headphones chose the word clamps and vagina.
You said I'm the pullout king. Don't worry about me. I said these people, the ones that really, really want a baby at your age, they have clamps in their vaginas.
Oh, I feel
They're
like
gonna
that'll make
keep
me
that
soft.
shit in.
I feel like that'll make me real soft real quick.
Yeah, but it's not until the point of no return.
Oh, it's remote controlled?
It's remote controlled.
I'm looking that up right now. Baldy, I have tried
Paul,
every
what was
time.
it you said?
I have tried every single time, and it continues to not work. I'm
Mine
on the
was,
case. I'm like McGruff the crime dog.
If Chris can't wear condoms, would he be open to some kind of spray?
Hey, I'm
Like
searching for-
Like that dress that woman had painted on her on that in that fashion show.
Like you spray it. See, my mind went to like a little spray bottle that you put on the end of your penis, and it basically puts like a Spider-Man web over the top of your penis. That's
Wow,
what,
that is
that's
so much
what
more
my
creative
mind
than
did.
I was thinking very specifically about the spray-on dress that was revealed earlier this year.
some sort
But
of
yeah,
latex
I guess
material
Spider-Man.
that sprays
Although
on
I've
it.
often felt that the web shooting is, if anything, analogous with ejaculating.
There's something there for sure. Only now am I realizing maybe it's he's able to make his own condoms with it.
Maybe, but can we all, for a second, imagine Spider-Man swinging through the streets of New York, firing webs out of his dick?
I'm pretty
It's supposed to be
sure
out of his butt.
there must be porn about that.
There's some very funny cartoon, like a comic one. I'm losing my words now. Like 3-page comics of accurate Spider-Man, where the web shoots out of his butt and he's just apologizing to people all the time. That's a good one.
Kate Beaton from Hark, a Vagrant, has a lovely little comic called Brown Recluse Spider-Man.
Okay.
Which
Oh,
is
nice.
exactly the same as Spider-Man, but a very specific spider.
That's funny.
Yeah. I'm going to have to bail.
I think we all have to bail.
I mean,
It's go time.
we're wrapping up. It's 4
fair
minutes to the end of the show.
Yeah.
So
Paul, where can people find you? Are you doing any live shows coming up? There's obviously
I just booked. I'm doing 10 minutes of new material at Alex Bennett's night. This is not a cult on the 20th.
Great.
Which is almost certainly it'll be one of like 10 routines I've started writing this year and haven't finished because I've just not barely fucking gigged.
Yeah.
So whichever one catches my eye and seems like it'll be the easiest one to make sense out of, it'll be that.
Paul, you know the thing that you told me the last time? I won't say anything about what it is. The thing.
Yes.
The story you told me after the last show.
Yes.
The person who's a cunt.
That doesn't narrow shit down. Put it in the private chat.
Yeah, we have a private chat, Ashley. Why are you being so
Oh
mysterious?
yeah.
I think that at some point you need to one up that story and do material about that story.
I did write like the night that happened. I did get home. I was out and
I think
you
should tell that story on this not right now because it needs space, but I think that at some point you should tell that story on this show with obviously names in the private chat.
But yeah,
it's a
I've
wild
written the bones of a 10 minutes about that. But it's very like I stopped writing to have a cry and then went back to writing. Like,
Yes, but
it's a bit raw.
It's I can understand why it's raw. It's a terrible thing that's happened to poor Paul. But I definitely
But also, here's my favorite. What you're experiencing now is my favorite thing My favorite thing about therapy. And no, Steve Mooney, because I don't see $1 from that fucking Patreon. So you don't get if I'm going to monetize my trauma, I'm getting the money. That's what comedy is. Also, I just use the phrase $1. Is that how language works?
Yeah.
Really? No,
Yeah, you're becoming more North American every day. Our plan is working.
But I'll say this for therapy. Like, one, I've been in therapy for a while, and it's done me the world of good. But Jesus Christ, the cycle of genuine trauma to, well, I can laugh about it is much quicker now.
It's so fast. It's so fast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I just started, and I'm still like, wow, that's not really a joke, is it? This is a dump. This is So
that's
we'll put that away. We'll come
tell you
back.
what the weirdest bit in therapy I had early doors was about if you've just started therapy, and none of these questions require you to answer them. I had a thing when I was like, should I really be here? Am I taking a space that somebody else needs? Is this really what I'm fine. I'm sort of all right. I'm just a bit sad and a bit of a shit person.
Everyone needs therapy.
Right. But I went through that whole thing. I'm not there. I need to be in therapy. I'm a mess. But I think 4 weeks in with my first therapist, which was a 12-week run.
From David Hoare, is therapy just paying to get to the punchline faster?
I don't think it is. It's paying to find other punchlines.
Yeah.
But I was like 4 weeks in, and I made my Baldy Please. I've done 53-hour improv shows.
Yeah, but our election stream was John having a mental breakdown.
Isn't the word. It was John's election.
Well,
stream.
when I started the sentence, I was thinking of our Scottish election stream where we didn't mention the
Sure.
Scottish election once, and then I realized that what he meant was John's breakdown.
John's stream. He didn't.
You don't have to do this.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, Paul. Continue.
Like the 4th week with my therapist, and I remember on the way in thinking, like, I don't know, maybe I'm taking up some space that somebody else needs. And I described what I thought of was a normal family Christmas and realized my therapist was crying. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, I'm where I need to be.
I've never made my therapist cry.
Yeah, it's a weird
I've been going to therapy for 14 years and I've never made my... However, I will say my therapist is a 70-year-old man from Kerry. So...
Yeah, yours aren't.
He's not going to cry.
I keep making mine laugh.
Yeah, mine laughs at me a lot.
I've been with mine for like 3-4 years now, and he's developed interest. He's learning as much as I'm learning, like how to be a normal person. But my therapist is learning pretty good comedy structure.
Oh
yeah. My therapist is so funny. He's like he's written a few lines for me, to be sure. I remember I was telling him early on in comedy, I kind of said to him, yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It feels really creative, but I keep writing about like sex. And he was like, yeah, we tend to find humor in that, which we lack. And I was just like, whoa.
Wow, I can't believe your therapist just burned you.
Like fully burned me. He was just like, yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah, you know all those stories of therapists sleeping with their clients? Not the case here.
No, he was just like, yeah, you know how we've been spending years on your crippling intimacy issues?
There you go.
Yeah, but look at you now. UTI.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you, Paul. That UTI didn't come from intimacy.
That's a good line.
I might write that down.
Write that shit down. This is the thing. Chris might be privy to this. Frequently, when I'm a guest on the show, I will keep Amanda on the line for like an hour to 2 hours.
My name is not Amanda.
It's right. I read a man and I was like, why have I said Amanda? I'll keep Ashley on the
So
line.
many people do that. Loads of people do that.
So I realized that just now. I was like, wait, hang on, who's Amanda? Sorry, I will keep Ashley on the line for like a long time. And my favorite thing about it, like, I never write better material than when Ashley's like, that's funny, write that down.
Nice. Nice. You got to have that person in your life. You got to have that person. Yeah.
It's me.
Yeah.
I'm good at picking out lines. Oh dear. Okay.
Anyway,
So
but yeah, beef. Fucking hell.
What was that? What was that word? Oh, beef honey? Yeah. That's
no,
right.
no. I think he was about to call you beefcake.
I thought he was going to say beef keeper, like a beekeeper, but of beef. Like a.
I was about to say beef, Chris.
I mean, that's.
I'm pretty
you know
tired,
what?
guys.
Hey, I
To be
was the one
fair.
that was supposed to be drunk on this show. Oh dear.
I am
Beardy
not
Noise
sleeping.
is a beefkeeper for sure. You know what? If that's the criteria, I'm gonna label myself a beefkeeper too.
Beefkeeper.
Wait, a beefkeeper's the guy who dress in red and safeguard the king's beef?
Oh, Paul,
Is
that's
that
the
a
most
thing?
innocent. That is so innocent. Paul, please tell the women of your household that I love them. That's a beef eater. That's a beef eater.
To be fair,
That's a
Ashley,
beef eater. That is correct.
I'm probably also a beef eater.
yeah, you and Beardy are both beef eaters as well. It's keepers of the beef.
I've just had a text that says I'd be keen. So,
There you go. Put the name. Is it someone we know? Someone we know?
it's someone I've told you guys about. for
Is it
sure.
Mr. UTI?
No,
Or
Paul,
she?
Paul, I think you met them, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you did. Were you? I think you were there that night with John as well.
Oh.
I think I know who you mean. In which case,
Yes.
Yeah. Gotcha. Tatters. Absolute tatters. All right. Should we raid someone so you can go keep some beef?
I think we should raid somebody. Oh, Mr. Fox Comedy is on the line, ready and waiting. So I'm gonna set up that raid. And
Paul, thanks so much for coming on. So you're going to be at This Is Not a Cult. Follow you on Questing Time.
Yes,
On all the
we
things.
got that's it. Questing Time. We've got a new stream. Jess is running a new stream, which is a Spelljammer game, which is basically D&D in space.
Very cool.
With a bunch of cool folks. They just did episode 2 tonight. The VODs are on Twitch, or you can watch them on the YouTube channel, where we can monetize them fractionally.
Yeah.
Raid message is
Beefkeeper.
Yeah, Beefkeeper. It's got to be Beefkeeper.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
Beefkeeper raid. Yeah.
Beefkeeper raid. Okay, let's do it.
All right. Bye, everybody. We love you.
I'm gonna hit
Bye, friends.
the end video. Bye.
Penis into her vagina. And that's all. That's all. And that's called sexual intercourse. Some people call it having sex. So the man passes the sperm to the woman, and now his sperm is in her. Maybe you're wondering if a mistake could be made when having sexual intercourse. That can't happen.